Welcome to Sharon Boyd, volunteer. You help two boys with epidermolisi bollosa who are in California for gene therapy trials. How do you help a family with the rare disease and so far away from home?
Well, one thing that we did is we slowly grew to learn what their needs were. We were told by another family in Italy that this family is coming and could we possibly meet them and help. So we found out they were close, and what we did to help them so far from home was mostly explain every direction, information, in English, and we had Google Translate. We used our phones all the time. Everybody would sit around the table. We'd have 4 or 5 Google Translate phones going, and they would say things like, we want to know about something related to getting medical supplies in from Italy that are held up in customs. Or at one point they were looking for a private nurse. So I was hunting for a private nursing group that was reliable. It really grew into just all sorts of things, like where do you buy gluten-free food, or just anything that came up on that they needed, we jumped right in and we were there. So we hooked up their computer and their copy machine, and while we did it, we grew to just absolutely love them. When we went out to restaurants, we would make sure, I would question the waiter to make sure every single ingredient was not gonna harm either of the young men.
What's the beauty of volunteering? What do you receive?
Well, I was thinking about this last night and I started getting kind of choked up, like almost crying, because we started off not knowing much at all. I didn't even know what epidermolysis was. And then when I found out what it was, I got my phone and I researched and went, oh my gosh, I think this is very, very serious. And I learned more about it. As the kids grew to, young men, as they grew to get to know us, they would just trust us and start just asking for things right up front, or messaging or texting. But what happened was our families started to grow really, really close because we spent every Sunday with them. We take them to church and then we go out to eat. My husband and I experienced the 5-hour lunch that started at 1 and ended at like 6 in the evening with so many different courses. And we just talked and laughed and had so much fun. Eventually we saw how hard the parents worked and how diligent they were in caring for their sons. It was absolutely inspirational. So we just grew to love them. We grew to appreciate them incredibly. I mean, not just the young men, but also the parents. And eventually they came to all of our holidays, like Thanksgiving. My husband had turquette un in the smoker and turquette due in the barbecue, and a chicken, because that's all one of the young men eats is chicken. So we had chicken for him. And we made sure that and then the fathers were running around videoing everything because they were, oh, this is what the wood you use for turquette due, you know. And so we just had a lot of fun with them. We spent a lot of time in the backyard just eating and laughing. And there was this song that I would sing that's this ridiculous American folk song about a young man trying to get married, but the name is my husband's name, so I would sing it to him. And then one of them would get out their harmonica and would just serenade us. And we grew so close that our hearts expanded and their family became our family. And it was incredible.